Hi, this is CPM Course 1, Chapter 3.11. The goal is to learn about equivalent fractions and the identity property, and then to start being able to write equivalent fractions. So here we go. Let's just first take a step back and let's look at a fraction circle. And we see 3/5 here. And the 5 is because there's 5 parts makes the whole. And then the top is the number of parts I want. I want 3 of them. So think about fractions as being the part of the whole, all right? And that one is 3/5. And the question is which two of these fractions here are equivalent? You have 4 choices. And visually, you can see that 1/2 and 2/4 are equal to each other. And the question is mathematically, how do I get there? I know that 1/2 has to equal 2/4, because that's what I see visually. So then I'm going to use my rule of multiplying top and bottom by the same number, which is 2. And that gave me my 2/4. And I could also use division to do the same thing. The pizza question, that's what's going on here. And what's the humor about the pizza question? The humor lies in is that he was asked, do you want me to cut your pizza into 8 slices or to 12 slices? And he's like, oh, can't do 12 slices because I'd just make me too full. So I just cut that pizza into 8 slices, so I can only need to eat 8, and I can handle that. The humor comes from is that if he eats 8 out of his 8 slices, he's ate a whole pizza. And if it cut into 12 slices and he ate all 12 slices, he still ate the whole pizza. So eating 8 slices of a pizza cut into 8 parts is the same as eating a pizza that's cut into 12 parts and eating all 12 slices. So he ate 1 whole pizza. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. All right? Remember that idea. The lasagna problem. The mom made the lasagna, and she cut it into fourths, and she ate 1/4 of that lasagna. And that's a lot of lasagna to eat. Then she had 1/4. She ate 1/4, and she had 3/4 left over. Then after she was done eating, she came and took each piece of lasagna and she cut it in half again. So rather than having 3 pieces of leftovers, she now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of leftovers. But the number in the bottom's changed because now the total parts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now looking at it in this picture, so there's 6/8 of the lasagna left over. And at the top where it's number 1, there was 3/4. So we know the amount of lasagna is still the same. And either way it's put together. So we know that 3/4 and 6/8 are equivalent fractions. They may look different, but they are equivalent. How did I get there mathematically? I took 3/4 and I multiplied top and bottom by 2. And 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 2 is 8, or I could have done it using division. The next concept that we're going to be working towards is understanding that 4/4 is 1, 3/3 is 1, 5/5 is 1. Okay, that's what we're trying to understand. And once again, if you look at the 1/2, we can clearly see that 1/2 times 4 gives me my 4/8. What I want to do is just make that look a little different. So rather than multiplying top and bottom by 4, I'm now multiplying by 4/4. And it gives me an equivalent fraction. But then I could choose to multiply by 3/3, and I could get another equivalent fraction. So I could get 4/8 or 3/6 or 5/10. So I can make all sorts of equivalent fractions with that concept. Now we just want to scoot over here real quick and come to something pretty simple where, let's look at this. We need to remember what the multiplicative identity is of multiplication. So that means 3 times what number gives me 3? It keeps its identity. It doesn't change. Well, the answer is 1. And it's the same in fraction land. It's 1. It's just that it looks a little different. And that's why we often use the word equivalent, because 1/2 does look different than 4/8, but they are equivalent. And 4/4 is 1. So there you go. That's the multiplicative identity as 1. And by using it, you will be able to generate equivalent fractions. And that's where we'll stop for the